Sound of the Saints is the 10th studio album by Audio Adrenaline. It is their first album to feature an entirely new lineup, with no founding members remaining. Fair Trade Services alongside Columbia Records released the album on May 4, 2015. Audio Adrenaline worked with Seth Mosley in the production of this album. Background: this album follows their 2013 album, Kings and Queens, that was released by Fair Trade Services alongside Columbia Records. Just like this album, the album is scheduled for release on May 4, 2015, and it will be their 10th studio album. Critical reception: Justin Sarachik, writing a positive review for Breathycast, says, "Sound of the Saints fluctuates between spurts of pop, worship, pop-punk, and EDM, and is sure to get young people interested in worship and Christian music in general." Quote, in a 3 out of 5-star review by CCM Magazine, Grace S. Aspinwall describes, "Adama G. brings a brighter vocal and a crispy musical feel that producer Seth Mosley has crafted a collection that's got a lot to love," awarding the album 3.5 stars. Sarah Fine from New Release Tuesday writes, "There are several bright spots on this project, and each one speaks volumes to what may be to come from this talented group of underdogs." Dwayne Humby, reviewing the album for Charisma, writes, "Sound of the Saints is an enjoyable collection of encouragement, praise and inspiration that could be poised to propel the band forward and keep the legacy alive for years to come." Quote, indicating in an 8 out of 10 review at Cross Rhythms, Tony Cummings says, "There is still much to appreciate on the album even though Kevin Max has left the band." Jonathan Andre, specifying in a 4-star review at 365 Days of Inspiring Media, responds, "Whether we see them as Audio Adrenaline or Stellar Cut now, what Adam and the bandmates have done on the album is something remarkable, blending rock, worship, pop, even a bit of punk, to deliver one of the most enjoyable and well-crafted albums of the year so far." Signaling in a 3.5 out of 5 review for Christian Music Review, April Covington describes, "Although Sounds of the Saints has an audio feel, the uniqueness and quality doesn't compare with the original." John Ownby, indicating in a 3-star review for CM Addict, declares, "While the album is good, it's hard to get behind the artists behind the album." Rating the album a 9.8 out of 10 at Christ Core, Philip Noel states, "Sound of the Saints was an excellent album." Quote, Michael Weaver, indicating in a 3-star review by Jesus Freak Hideout, writes, "It's extremely difficult to listen to Sound of the Saints as an audio work." Signaling in a 2.5-star review at Jesus Freak Hideout, Roger Jellix describes, "And with this lose-lose scenario, Sound of the Saints will lack a positive legacy. Memorable for none of the right reasons." Burt Gangle, rating the album 3 stars for Jesus Freak Hideout, says, "Its abundance of tepid, generic-sounding pop worship material falls decidedly short of the funkier and far more engaging fare generated during vocalist Mark Stewart's tenure in the band, rendering the new effort, at best, a pale reflection of the group's far superior past projects." Quote, track listing, charts,